Secret layers are some of the easiest things you can get in Magic the Gathering. The hardest being is the kind of time slot and then waiting for them to arrive, because when a secret layer comes out, you usually have like a few weeks to a few months to be able to buy the item themselves, and some of them are quite pricey. But then the hardest thing is just waiting for them to arrive. The amount of times I have personally bought a secret layer and then when it has arrived I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought that one. However, rarely, very rarely, a secret layer will arrive that you can only get at your local game shop, which will be harder because they usually up the price a little bit. They're kind of rarer to get because it's not set by demand. And then it's also one of those things where you can only get it at your local game shop. So there's people like me that their closest one is roughly an hour to 2 hours away. And that's what we'll be talking about today. When it comes to this video, they are releasing a secret layer, more Borderless Planeswalkers, that in it you get 4 Planeswalkers in a black and white what if they were completed treatment that you can only get in your local game shop. So when it comes to this secret layer, I'll be giving my thoughts and opinions on each of the 4 cards that you get in this secret layer. And as of recording, there hasn't really been a price when it comes to this. So I'll be kind of giving what I think the price may be or what the set would be worth in my eyes. So the first card I'll be going over is Borderless Dragon God. For a blue, 3 black and a red, you get a legendary Planeswalker Bolas that is a mythic. Starts on 4 loyalty. Borderless Dragon God has all loyalty abilities of all other Planeswalkers on the battlefield. +1, you may draw a card, each opponent exile a card from their hand or a permanent they control. -3, destroy target creature or Planeswalker. -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or Planeswalker loses the game. This card is a reprint of the War of the Spark one, and I'm really happy they picked this one because the War of the Spark one is really powerful, especially in Wooburg decks or decks that have other Planeswalkers in it, because you're able to use and activate their abilities and stuff like that, and it's a really good Borderless card. I also really like that they picked this one because in the story he got mentioned saying that after he got rid of the Planeswalkers, his next plan was to get rid of the Phyrexians. So it really shows that they still have him in mind and they're still thinking about him, and which is I really like, since Borderless is kind of one of the bigger characters or Planeswalkers when it comes to Magic the Gathering. I love the artwork, I love the Planeswalker they picked. There's not really anything I can really give out about or complain about. This is an amazing card. However, the only thing I would be slightly uncomfortable with, which is such a minor thing that it really doesn't matter, is that this is his 6th reprinting of War of the Spark card, if you count the stained glass one as a separate one, because even though the artwork's the same, it is made of stained glass, so it's rather 5 or 6 depending on how you see it. The second card you get in this secret layer is Sarkhan Dragon Soul. For 4 and 2 red, you get a legendary Planeswalker Sarkhan that is a mythic. Starts on 5 loyalty. +2, Sarkhan Dragon Soul deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature your opponents control. -3, Sarkhan Dragon Soul deals 4 damage to target player or Planeswalker. -9, search your library for any number of dragon creature cards and put them on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. When it comes to this card, I'm very biased, so I'm going to try my best not to be. I've never really liked Sarkhan. I've just never found him interesting or anything like that, so I'm trying my best not to be kind of biased when it comes to this card. I personally think the best thing about him is, 1, he looks like a Bleach villain, which is absolutely amazing. And then the second thing, which I really do like, and they've done it with 2 of the cards in this set, is that it is only their 2nd reprinting, the original card of this being from M19. So if you ever have one of these in your deck for the M19 one, you are able to kind of upgrade it and make it look prettier with an evil Bleach character. Next we have Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. For 2 and a black, you get a legendary Planeswalker Sorin that is a mythic. Starts on 4 loyalty. +1, target creature you control gains death, touch and lifelink until end turn. If it's a vampire, put a 1/1 counter on it. +1, you may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, Sorin Imperial Bloodlord deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. -3, you may put a vampire creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. When it comes to this card, there's not much I can really talk about. It is the 2nd reprinting it's ever gotten, so I really do love this card. I think it's one of my favorite Sorin cards out there. So the fact that I have one in the deck is mainly the reason I wanted to buy this. is just from that Sorin, because the artwork is absolutely amazing. All of them are. I would probably just upgrade the vampire deck I have. I have a pure vampire deck. There's not really much I can say. The original card came out in the M20, which is a year after the Sarkhan one. And the fact that he's also been mentioned recently when it came to the wedding shows that it's still good. Soren's still good, and hopefully he comes out within March of the Machines or the set after the Aftermath one. So I'm really happy with this second reprinting, M20, really good card. Not really much I can talk about. And then finally we have Urgin the Ineffable. For 6 you get a legendary Planeswalker Urgin that is a rare, starts on 4 loyalty. Colorless spells you cast cost 2 less to cast, +1. Exile the top card of your library face down and look at it. Create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. When the token leaves the battlefield, put the exile card into your hand. -3, destroy target permanent that has 1 or more colors. When I heard Urgin or Eugene is coming out in this secret layer, I was really hoping it was the more powerful one. Even though both cards are good depending on how you play them, because a colorless deck is better with this Eugene in my opinion, I do find it weird that they didn't pick the other one. However, looking back and doing my research, I did find out that the original classic Eugene or Urgin has had 4 reprints or multiple reprints, and this is the 4th one when it comes to this one. So I understand why they picked him, because it's only been the last year or two when they have reprinted, so they kind of need to reprint the War of the Spark one. So I'm kind of happy they did, but at the same time I prefer, if it's something like a secret layer that you can only get in one of them shops, that it is one of those kind of prime items that you get the best version of the cards you get. So it's why I'm not a big fan of Sarkhan. I'm okay with the Soren because I personally love that Soren, but I found the Eugene or Urgin, or however you want to say it, is the weaker part when it comes to this secret layer. But overall, I really do think it is an amazing secret layer. I do think it will be hard to get, and roughly with the 4 cards and how much it will be priced, I say it will be somewhere between 50 to 80, depending on how they're going to do it. I say more on the 50, maybe 60 side if it's not foil, and then the 70, 80 if it is foil. But if they do the stepped and complete, I could see them going from 100 to 120. And I really do hope, because I'm not 100% sure on this, that in the previous ones they had a secret card with them. So hopefully the secret card is good. If there isn't, because it's an LGS one, I completely understand. But as always, let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. And if you like this video, I have Is It Worth It up there and a playlist down there. And remember to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.